I know when to give up. Afternoon sun is really beating down right here in this direction. I think what I'm going to do with the rest of these very large logs here or rounds is try to quarter them with the wedge here and then see if I can handle them with the maul, because my plan for all of this was to try to avoid using the splitter, because there's just something very therapeutic about using an axe or using a maul and splitting them by hand, but the flip side of that is if they're too difficult, it ceases to be therapeutic. It starts being really difficult work. So anyway, let's try to quarter this one up and see if that makes it easier to handle. This one might be a waste of time because this is actually a crotch piece right here. You can see right here with the grain, there was a very large split came out of here and a very large split came out of here, and this is the crotch right here. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything with this one, but we'll try. Little punky down in there. I don't even know if this one's worth it. It's pretty punky down in there. Not worth it. Well guys, here's the cat again. I would grab my son and put him out here, but unfortunately he's taking a nap right now. So you'll have to deal with the cat for at least one more video here. That's going to do it for this one, guys. I really appreciate you watching. I wanted to do a quick video, and it'll probably end up being quick because I don't think I got a ton of footage here, but I hope it's at least interesting. But this is kind of the old way of doing firewood, I guess you could say, except for the part where I have the splitter. But it's at least it's the old way for me, because I remember I would come out here when I was a kid on 30-degree mornings, and I remember we had these big rounds of red oak, and when it was really cold, the red oak split really good. You could hit it in just the right place, just with a regular axe, and it would just bust. You hear that pop almost, that deep pop, and that smell of that fresh red oak is something you never quite forget. But this is actually the axe that I would use right here. This is nothing special at all. It's an Olympia from Northern Tool, so just a very generic axe. It was a fiberglass handled axe up until yesterday when I broke it out and tried to use it, and it has been beat up so much over the years that it just didn't hold up to it, unfortunately. I remember I got it at Northern Tool. I was 10 or 12 years old, and we were in there, and that was, for some reason, that was the item that I wanted in that store, a fiberglass handled, black fiberglass handled axe. So that's what my dad bought me, and he quickly put me to work with it. So I had a lot of fun splitting firewood by hand, and so I wanted to get out here and do it again. And I find that it's, in some ways, it's a lot easier, and it's a lot more peaceful than using the splitter. But this wood, if anybody's wondering, this wood is called swamp oak. It's kind of a lower quality of oak. White oak is probably closer to the top of the list as far as BTUs. Swamp oak is going to be much lower. It's going to burn hot, but it won't burn for quite as long, and it'll leave a lot of ash, unfortunately. But it'll burn, and it'll keep us warm, and that's what we need. I'm going to need about I'm going to have to finish this stack up right here, and also put a stack right here if we're going to have enough for the winter. This is always one of those projects that I start way too late and don't finish in time, and this year is no exception, unfortunately. This stack that we just put down is still a little bit wet. It was down on the ground, so it's a little bit dry, but there was still a fair amount of moisture in the middle. We've still got another month left before we're going to start burning this stuff, probably, so it'll dry out some. The big stack up here has been split for months. It is nice and dry, so I can probably make a good bed of coals with that stuff and then start mixing in some of this green stuff back here. But hopefully it'll dry out a fair amount in the next month or so. But guys, I really appreciate you watching. I'm going to stop yakking, and I'll see y'all on the next one.